I always thought it would be cool if you could go back and listen to the day-to-day of today's highest achievers as it happened, as opposed to 30 years later after they've made it. I believe there's a giant disconnect between ground zero and the top floor because we only see the top floor and the top floor only talks about the top. How valuable would that be? And so it goes without saying, but I believe I'll make it there. And this is a documented journey through each level. My name is Bryson Sessions, and you are listening to the Bed Podcast. So today, first day off the program, I wanted to do some different things for the show today. I was working on a new intro, a new outro, because I got really hyped at the idea that because this is year one, right? That's year one in the books of this pursuit, or whatever you want to call it, of me trying to better my life and do some cool stuff. So, July 29th, 2023 started Live Hard. Started with 75 hard, wasn't sure if I wanted to continue on. Then I reached the end and I thought, yeah, I'm gonna keep going. So I did phase 1, failed on day 24, did it again, succeeded, did phase 2, succeeded, then I just completed phase 3, technically as of today, because I went to bed, woke up, and then the day's completed. So I'm gonna work on a rebrand, not a rebrand, well maybe. I wanna work on, sorry, I'm putting shit away. So I wanna work on kind of a chapter 2, right? Because the first chapter of this whole thing was Live Hard. That thing got me to where I'm at now. It got me so many different skills, taught me a lot, gave me a lot of perspective, taught me a lot of, just opened my eyes to a lot of what's really required to do things in the world. And it ultimately, I guess, built me into someone who's capable of doing the things required to run, I guess, bigger projects. So in the context of this show, right now, it's building confidence with sales and talking to people and getting out of my comfort zone, enduring really hard things every day. So with this being officially completed, I thought, maybe that's chapter 1 of my story here, my entrepreneurship journey. So that's chapter 1. So I was sitting in my office and I'm like, dude, we gotta have chapter 2. So that means I gotta change the intro, I gotta change the outro, I gotta be, try to level up here. So that's what I tried to do for the first 2 hours today, or the first 2 hours after I got home. Because today I didn't have to do anything that I didn't want to do. And that's an incredible feeling. So I'm going to touch on that real quick. So I got home from work. I didn't go to the gym purposefully. Didn't want to. Not that I didn't want to, but I'm so fucking tired. So I'm going to give my body a break. Not that I think that I need it or that it's much needed, because I would go to the gym and then I would walk almost 3 miles every night. And I don't consider that strenuous exercise. So I don't know what I need a break from, because people used to walk, dare I say 100 miles, hundreds of miles per day in the olden days when they were just trying to go to the fucking watering hole, and they're fine. There's another thing that I like thinking about was, and this is kind of, I guess, touchy, but slaves, they worked every day, all day. And of course they were forced to, otherwise there was repercussions, but they did. They worked every day, all day. And again, I know they didn't have a choice, but they did. So if they can do it, I can do it. And for me, I have a choice, and I can choose what I work on, and it might be more enjoyable for me. So, sorry to clarify, the things that I work on might be more enjoyable for me to work on than the things that I don't want to work on, that I would be forced to do. So I'm not trying to touch on that anymore. I know it's a kind of a touchy subject and whatever. So just an example to paint the picture that people have worked all day, every day for years, and they've been fine. So anyway, I don't think I necessarily need a break or need rest physically, but mentally, to just not worry about anything today, except, so I went to dinner with Lexi. It was a wonderful time. We ate some really good food, and then we kind of like a little celebratory, like I'm proud of you kind of thing. So much needed. It was awesome to just spend some quality time, and it was a really great time tonight. So that's how that went. So first of all, got off work today. went and cleaned my car because I now have time to do shit in my life, which is unbelievable. I was literally like a little kid in a candy shop, just looking at the clock, being like, dude, I have my whole evening to myself. I can do whatever I want. And of course, what I defaulted to thinking to was, I could make the podcast better. I could work on my documents. I could grow this. I could, that's just what I defaulted to. So pretty cool that the thing that I think about is the thing that I'm trying to do in life. So it's not like I was working. I was like, I can't wait to play RuneScape all day. It wasn't that. So that's some growth right there. And I'll touch on the milestone episode soon. I don't know. I keep making promises that I don't know. It'll happen soon, but because this week is really busy for me. Actually, I got a dinner tomorrow. Which fucking light is it, dude? Whatever. I got a dinner tomorrow with my whole family, which will probably never happen again because it's just nature of my family. No one's organized, so love you all. Nobody even listens to the show except the people that do. So anyway, nobody's gonna know I even said this. Eat shit, guys. But anyway, and just like that, train of thought has left the station, dude. See you later. What's I saying? Oh yeah, so I got dinner tomorrow with the whole family, and then Wednesday I'll be doing a lot of packing, getting ready for a road trip. Thursday I'll be driving all day and celebrating my buddy's wedding. Friday we have a lot more celebrating my buddy's wedding, doing things with the group, and then on Saturday it's the wedding itself. And so all the meanwhile I'll be spending time with him, my buddy, and then Lexi as well. And then I will be, that's pretty much it. And then Sunday, wake up early, drive home. Sunday night, we'll get home. And then, this is in Denver, by the way, so I'm road tripping out to Colorado. So this will be the first time I ever record a podcast not in Utah. So for the first time ever, you'll see that the first line of the show will be like August 1st, Friday, August 1st, Thursday, 2024. I don't know, car, hotel, whatever, Colorado, not Utah. So a little detail there. And that's honestly why I put the state, because I know I'd be traveling and I knew I'd be recording the show every day. It'd be cool to see where the podcast was recorded at when we look back in 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 years. Because if we're being real, there's no reason why I can't do this for 70 years. Because I'm 27 now. So, my great-grandma on my dad's side just passed away a few years ago at 108 years old. So, I'll be all right. So, I could do the show for another 80 years. So, we could reach episode 28,610. That would be 80 years. What did I just say? 28,610. So, that'd be pretty cool, huh? But we'll focus on the first 20 years as the first goal. But anyway, so I got a busy week ahead of me. And so I'm not going to have much time for things that I want to work on and do that, such as the podcast intro, starting chapter 2, I'm going to call it that, or volume 2. Not chapter 2, right? Phase 2. I like chapter because it's a documentation. I don't want to call it a phase. I feel like a phase is, it's already known what the phase is. You already know what you're getting yourself into. Chapter 2 is a novel. You don't know what's yet to come, so you read it to figure it out. So chapter 1, live hard. Or maybe chapter 1, mental toughness. Chapter 1, dig myself out of the hole. I don't know. I guess I'm writing a book about my life via podcast. Someone's going to write a documentary about my ass later. Anyway, so all that to say, got a busy week ahead of me. So I'm still going to be busy, but not doing the things of live hard, which I can't tell you how great it was today to have my mind absolutely free of any worry, any stress, any concerns, any work, just to be completely disconnected from that, to enjoy a night out. And tonight made me realize what it really means to have a night out away from work, what it means to be present. It really helped me realize what that is. I didn't touch my phone virtually at all, except to take photos tonight. I didn't check the text. I didn't check the weather. I didn't check the scores of games. I didn't reply to anybody who texted me, even my parents. I did not, I wasn't on social media. I wasn't doing anything. I was just in the moment. I was eating dinner. I was having a great time. Made lots of memories tonight. Had lots of laughs. I didn't think about work once. I didn't think about the podcast. I didn't think about the coaching program. I didn't think about money. I didn't think about fitness. I didn't think about the gym. I didn't think about anything other than what was going on, which was spending time with Lexi, planning out the road trip, eating dinner, having a good time. So that for me was the biggest good disconnect that I've had from everything that I've been working on for the last pretty much year. So it's awesome, man. It was, I think it was an eye-opener of what, stepping away from work really means, because I truly didn't think about anything other than the night and what I was doing and who I was with. That's it. I didn't think about anything else. Times in the past where I'd be like, yeah, I got to take a break or whatever. I'd be doing something with family, or I'd be going with friends or whatever, and my mind was still consumed with work or whatever. So, needless, all this to say, again, I'm learning more about what that means. So it's a good feeling. It's really refreshing. But here's the thing. I'm still forcing myself to do everything that I've been doing. I'm going to work on revamping the power list of mine, which I've talked about before, which is the ice bath, the podcast, tracking my food, gallon of water, and then 225 grams of protein. What I'm going to switch over to is yet to be decided, but that doesn't mean I'm going to stop doing those things. So I'm going to take podcast off. I'm still going to record it. So I do that, I'm going to continue drinking a gallon of water, which, if you can hear this, still got about 30 ounces to go, and I need to go to bed. And I'm not even bullshitting. I need to go to bed 3 hours ago to get 7.5 hours of sleep. So that's awesome. We are right on time today, but it is what it is. So, like the saying goes, if you make your bed, you sleep in it. You shit the bed, you sleep it. You don't shit with the bed where you sleep. Don't shit the bed podcast when you're sleeping. Don't shit the car, become a UPS driver when your pants shitting sleeps. Okay. So anyway, I'm gonna get back on topic here. So that's what's going on for the next week. So I wouldn't say to expect, I'm talking to like 9 people right now who listen to the show regularly. It's so funny. It's funny because I know that, and I know that this show is not recorded for anybody listening in the next year, but for the people who listen in 15 to 20 years. That's what this is for. This is who the show is recorded for, documented for. Honestly, myself, I need to really start listening to my own shows. Guys, it's so hard for me to listen to my own shit. Not because I don't have any interest in what I'm doing, but it's almost like I'm bashful of listening to myself. Because like, I don't know. I don't know, man. Maybe I ramble too much, so I know that, and I'm like, now I'm just going to listen to me ramble. So maybe I got to tighten it up. I don't know. So anyway, that's the next week. That's what I got going on. So as far as chapter 2 of whatever we're going to call this, as far as that starting, that won't be for a little bit, maybe a week or so. I'm going to try my best because I'd like to put a little bit of effort into this intro, because if this is going to be the intro and outro for the next chapter of this podcast, I'd like it to be something that I put a little bit of effort into. And I'm going to segue into this really quick since I'm on the topic. But the podcast is meant to be extremely low barrier, meaning I'm walking around my room in my underwear right now, holding my phone. I'm just recording on Voice Memos app, the default app for recording your voice on iPhone. There's nothing sophisticated about anything I'm doing here. The most complicated it gets is when I upload it to my computer, put an intro and outro on it, export that as an MP3 file, and then upload it to the podcast software. That's it. There's no organization. There's no priority of quality or professionalism or anything like that. I'm just whipping my phone out of I'm not wearing pants, so out of my ass, and I'm just recording. So it's so easy to do. I would argue it's hard not to do because it's so simple. So in order for me to keep consistent with this for the next 80 years, right? Episode 28,610, or it'd be 620. Let's fact check this, bro. Yeah, I was right. Oh, I was way off, dude. Hold on. Times 4. I was way off, dude. 29,220. Damn, dude, do I know math? 29,220 episodes of a podcast if I do one every day for the next 80 years. You're not going to live past, you're not going to get to hunt. Eat balls. So, yeah, so I need to keep this podcast as low of entry, lowest possible cost of entry as I possibly can, because it allows me to do it consistently. If you make something as easy as possible to do every single day, you'll do it every day. How easy is it to get out of bed every single day? You wake up and you stand up. Fundamentally, there's going to be some guy in a wheelchair listening to this. Sorry, brother. Just bear with me. It's my analogy. But how about this? Unless you're dead, really easy to open your eyes. Just blink. You did it. It needs to be as simple as that. It needs to be as simple as just sucking in some air, right? So there's going to be some guy that's blind listening to this. There's going to be some guy that is on a machine that helps him breathe. So fuck me, I can't win. But actually, props to you guys. I'm not even going to get into that, bro. We're going way south here. So anyway, okay, I'm going to wrap this up really quick. So I want to work on an intro and an outro. I want to make it better. I want the next chapter of this journey to be labeled and different from the last, because this first chapter, I think it's a perfect way to wrap it up right now. Completed Live Hard, had a little bit of a celebratory dinner, had a great time tonight, and I accomplished the toughest thing I've ever done in my entire life, by far, technically today, because last night I was still in the program. Today I woke up and I was done. I also got the phase 3 pin and the Live Hard pin, so now I'm now 15th prestige, and I have my 4 pins and my patch. And if you're listening to this in 20 years, Black Ops 1, it's a video game, came out about 10 years ago. Greatest Call of Duty game ever. Call of Duty is a shooter game. It's an incredible game. Love it to death. Played the shit out of it. And when you rank up to level 50, you can prestige. And you become prestige 1, level 1. Then you can go up to 50, prestige again, you're prestige 2. It's quite a grind, and there's 15 of them. The emblems get cooler and cooler. And yeah, so the fact that I have to explain that because someone who's not even born yet is listening to this, that's makes you feel like an old bag of shit. But it is what it is. They got to know. Every kid that's not even born yet needs to know how great Call of Duty Black Ops 1 was and is and forever will be. And dare I say it's the greatest Call of Duty of all time. So, fight me. Actually, 1v1 snipe me. How about that? If I could record a show without getting distracted or derailing my train of thought, that'd be cool. But until that happens, we'll just keep rolling. So again, let's go back to what I was saying 16 minutes ago. Chapter 2 will start as soon as I can sit down and get a quality intro, outro recorded. I might even be able to do that on the road if I'm not driving and I have some time to work on that. But if not, then I'm sure I could, I don't know. The point I'm trying to make is I at least want the intro, outro to be quality. I want it to be really concise in what the show is about in the intro. And the intro might be very long, but I can say, hey, if you're new here, listen to this intro. If you're not, then skip ahead 2 minutes. You'll be right into the show. And that kind of gives everybody the go-ahead of the heads up of what's going on, because every new person will probably listen to the intro, and that will give them everything they need to know about my podcast. And that's the goal. I would like them to know exactly what they're getting into before they listen to anything, because this show is not like the average show. I'm documenting everything, pulling my phone out of my pants, or today, my ass, and I'm just recording. I'm just talking about the wins, losses, thoughts, decisions, thought process, everything. And in the future, when I have more shit going on, you're going to hear more sales calls, you're going to hear more meetings, more negotiations, more one-on-one talks. You're going to hear, I imagine in the future, I'll have something going on where I have the opportunity to speak. You'll hear that in the real time. You'll hear my thoughts before I go on stage, everything. And I don't need to say it, but I'm extremely ambitious that so many of these things will happen to me, because I never plan to give up. And if I don't plan to give up, it's inevitable that success will come my way, just kind of as a brute forcing my way through a numbers game to reach the top floor, as I call it, which is my ultimate success in life. Reaching my highest potential in business, success, life, family, finance, you name it, voice cracks, whatever. So, working on that. I want to get the milestone show going sooner than later. I have been writing down everything that I've accomplished, trying to get that organized so I can hit the nail on the head with every single one. And it's crazy because I think, like, for example, a year ago, what have I accomplished in the last 365 days? 366 days. And for example, I have a big list of things, which is very cool to look at. But I didn't even have the podcast on there. Like, I'm missing huge things. Like, the podcast is one of the biggest things that I've worked on in the last year. It's the most consistent thing that I've done. Like, we're going 284 days straight. I haven't missed one day. And the first 100 episodes had 6 rules I had to follow. Right now, I can kind of free nilly-willy. So this is episode 284, but 3 or 4 days ago, I hit episode 300 total because I have some shows that are like 237A, 237B, so they're extra episodes. So I have over 300 shows now. I haven't missed a single day. And I forgot about that on the milestone show, like the show notes, because they're just not something that I thought of. So I'm like, damn, dude, what other big fucking things am I missing? So I want to make sure that I hit everything. And it's hard to list things out as they happen, because in the moment, they don't really feel like much of anything. But in hindsight, it's like, you know what? That was actually a big thing that I did. That was a really pivotal moment. And starting this program, starting was changed the entire trajectory of my life. Merely starting it, thinking about starting it, changed the whole trajectory of my life. So I want to put more effort and time into that as well, because those are going to be more valuable shows. And like I've said before, every 90, 180, 270, and 365 days, I'm going to do a milestone show. That's 4 a year. So if I do it for 20 years, that's 80 episodes. And 80 episodes is a lot more manageable than 7,305. So if somebody wants to just listen to every 90th episode to get a quick recap of the last 90 days, everything I accomplished, what it took to get there, etc., then they can, and they'll be able to listen to it a lot more quickly, I should say, than every single show. However, all the details, all the emotion, all the wins, losses, thoughts, everything is in all those details are in the show-by-show basis, on a minute-per-minute basis as well. So if you want the quick recap, then I guess listen to that. But if you want the detailed day-by-day, listen to me think things through, then you listen to every single show. And yes, I know that's a lot of episodes. But hopefully you can see my commitment is there. I'm not going anywhere. I've done this 284 times in a row, every single day. Haven't missed one day. Haven't even been close to missing a day. As far as uploading goes, yeah. But recording, no. So, like I said, the barrier to do this is so low. I could be in bed, and I've done this before, and just click record, and I'll upload it the next day. As long as I record the day of, that counts for me. The day that I don't record is the day the streak ends and the day that I failed on this commitment. That doesn't mean I'll stop. I'll still go. So, but it won't be every single day because I missed a day, right? So, but the goal is to get to 46 years old and be like, yeah, every single day for the last 20 years, I recorded a podcast every day. You can go listen to how I did everything. Yeah, anyway, so if you're listening to this, you probably know. If you're on a random fucking show of 284, you probably understand what the show's about. So that's that. So it's late as shit. That's my long way of saying it's late as shit, and I have not gotten around to recording a show because earlier I was trying to make the intro and outro better. Matter of fact, here's what did I delete it? Let's see if I still have it. Yeah, I deleted it. Can I get it back? Can I control? Yeah, I can. It's cool. So this is an idea of what I've got so far. You can hear it, and we'll see. So this is me documenting what I made earlier. If this is your first time listening to the show, please give this intro a listen, as it does explain the show in detail and what you can expect. If you are a frequent listener, please go ahead and skip forward about 2 minutes, and you can get right into the show. So with that being said, my name is Bryson Sessions. I'm documenting every single day of my journey in the context of business, personal development, pursuing personal excellence, and trying to become the best version of myself as possible. My goal is to document every single day up until episode 7,305, which is 20 years from the first episode. And I plan to showcase every win, loss, thought, decision, negotiation, meeting, phone call, everything that I learned, how I think about things, why I make the decisions that I do. Every single thing you can think of in the context of building something from nothing. It's my goal to capture everything so that in 20 years we have a clear roadmap with details of how I made it from ground zero to the top floor. And then I'd probably have some more shit, but this is the music, just really subtle beats. So that's the idea. So the first look at the intro that I'm working on. I like what I said. I don't like exactly the order that I went in, and there's a couple things I'm gonna have to edit out because with the intro and outro, I want it to be as close to ideal as I can. Intro and outro will not be shoot from the hip necessarily as far as just leaving it there raw and unedited. I'm gonna be editing everything because the intro is going to be the first thing that people listen to. And if they listen to more, then that's great. If not, then it is what it is. It's meant for people to listen to who aren't even born yet, who are born today, to be 20 years old, even 15 years old. Maybe they want to get into entrepreneurship early. I don't know. It's for them. Also, sorry, mom and dads of the world who let their kids listen to this. I say lots of bad words, but be authentic to you, do your own shit, and follow who you are. And bad words are only bad because human beings give meaning to them. So by default, they're just letters combined that make a word, and we give the words meaning. So, like bookcase, nobody thinks anything of that. But if I say a word that will get me canceled, people throw their hands up in the air and say, "What the fuck? You're a piece of shit. I hate you." And it's funny because they're just words. They're markings that some cavemen put in the sand, and they started moving their tongue to sound. And we deem certain sounds moved with our tongue as offensive and inappropriate. And I think that's some really weird shit if you think about it. So we won't dive into that. It's fucking weird, but we'll leave it there. So that's the intro. Don't know what the outro will be. I want to keep it quick, but I need it to be, a comprehensive summary of what the show's about. Because maybe that's why people don't listen. They click on it and they're like, "What the fuck is this guy? The quality show shit. He's talking from a Bluetooth headset speaker from Walmart. What's he saying? Talking about shit in his pants and brown pants, UPS pants, shit pants. What's that? What is it? I'm out." So maybe that's why I don't have much streams. But again, it's for people who aren't even born yet. So this show's going on way too long. I need to go to bed 3.5 hours ago. So tomorrow's going to be a rough one. But you got to do what you got to do, So I still got to drink this water. How much I got left? I haven't taken a sip since I talked about it. Hold on 1 sec. If you clicked a random show and you listened to this one, you heard that, I guarantee you won't ever listen again. But it's my show. I'm having a good time, and it is what it is. So chapter 2 is coming. Milestone show's coming. The next week I'll probably be, quote unquote, on pause for all my business stuff, which is kind of cool because it couldn't have been better timing. And I completed the whole year of Live Hard. And now I get a week to celebrate with my family, go to my buddy's wedding, go on a road trip. Things happen for a reason. And I think this worked out quite perfectly. So I'm very hyped about that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to roll with it. I'm not going to stress about not working my 4-hour shifts, dreamer shift, whatever you call them in the office after work. I'm not going to stress about really much of anything else other than seeing my friends and spending some time with family tomorrow and loved ones for this week. So next week on Sunday night, I guess when I get back, I'm going to kind of get my shit together, like physically get the shit together, kind of clean up a little bit, and get back on a regimen, get the podcast updated to chapter 2, maybe get some cover art, whatever. I don't know. We might even completely rebrand. I'm not keen. I'm not permanent, set in stone on the bed project. I don't know. Maybe I'll change it to Bryson every day. That's what BED stands for, in case you didn't know. Business excellence, discipline, better every day, becoming elite daily, becoming exceptional daily. I don't know, man. None of this shit matters. All that matters is I continue to show up. So I'm just focusing on a bunch of shit that doesn't matter. But I will have, that's the other thing. I have a podcast coming up in the next, week or so, hopefully tomorrow actually, where I tie in part of, or if not the full episode of, one of the first ever voice recordings I have of myself doing 75 hard and why I want to do it. You can hear the hurt in my voice. I'm so down on myself that I literally say in the show, at this point, I don't know if I'll ever find a partner, because I was that down on myself for feeling so insecure, and the lack of confidence, the lack of self-esteem, everything. And the reason why I felt so down on myself was because I wasn't doing anything in life to change that or to pursue something. I wasn't doing anything other than gaming and drinking soda. Actually, I wasn't drinking soda. I took a year off that. And playing video games and eating fast food. That's it. So no wonder I was living a depressing life. I wasn't doing anything. But it showcases a very important aspect, and it documents even further back before this podcast was a thing. But I think it's day 5 of 75 Hard. I believe there's day 1 of 75 Hard as well, but I have that uploaded, actually, if you want to listen to, I want to say 65. Let me check real quick for you guys. I think it's 65. Yeah, episode 61. 61 is day 1 of 75 Hard. Okay, sorry guys. Episode 61 is my first ever day of 75 Hard. So you can go listen to that if you want. The quality is ass. I have my AirPods in. It's windy. It's bad. But again, I've said it in every single show. Quality, professionalism, organization, entertainment, not my goal. My goal is to just talk. And it's really easy to do that. When you set the bar so low and you make it as easy as you possibly can to do the thing you got to do every single day, then it's inevitable that you will do it every single day. And I think that's why this will be a success later on, is because I made it as simple as I possibly could for me to do this every day without any struggle, without any resistance. And as a byproduct, it's kind of therapeutic for me to get on here and just kind of vent, not have anybody interrupt me, not have anybody derail my train of thought, because I do that damn well myself. So whatever. So yeah, we got that show coming out here in the next week. Again, hopefully tomorrow. And I have completed the program and I feel great. I did it I did it with proper intent. I have a clear conscience. I feel great. However, I don't know. I still kind of feel it's surreal to me. I did a full year of this shit, and today is my first day not doing it. Not having any association, I guess, in the now of the Live Hard program, because yesterday was my last day. Today could be day 1 of Live Hard year 2. It could be. So it's just weird, man. It's like when you sell a car that you've had for so long. It's just gone. A car that you spent hours per day with every day for years is now gone, and you have another car. It's like, yeah, I still have a car. I got a new one, and this one's better than the other one. I don't even think about the other one anymore. It's gone. And that's kind of how I feel about this. It's like maybe I'm just living a different life, and so I'm not even. Whoa, that's some deep shit right there. Maybe the reason why I feel this way is because the life that I was living is not something to be missed. Huh. Well, that got deep, huh? I think that's exactly what it is. Maybe that's why I don't know, man. I didn't mean to get all deep and... So anyway, 61... First day of 75 Hard, but I'm planning to upload the day 5, because the day 5, it kind of goes more in depth not more in depth. It captures some key moments where I'm talking about how I just want to do something with my life. I want to have some kind of accomplishment and do something. And I was like, I think I hit the nail on the head because I'm getting emotional about it. So anyway, that's, I want to say that's the show. I feel like I have so much to say. Oh yeah, sorry. I do want to talk about, that's why I brought that up. I do want to talk about the full year. I do want to talk about all the lessons. I want to dedicate a full podcast to it. But straight up, it's hard for me to even think about that. Right now, my brain's fried. I need to go to bed 3.5 hours ago if I want 7.5 hours of sleep. So right now, Dude, we're getting 4. Fuck yeah, dude. Now I'm like one of the guys getting 4 hours of sleep. I fit in now. Yeah, the grind doesn't stop, dude. Podcast lives on. Gallon of water lives on. Protein lives on. I actually got to log my shit. Before logging all of my dinner tonight, what was I at? Did I log a Built Bar? I did not log a Built Bar. Give me 1 sec. We're going to do this live. We're going to see how much protein. Can I type Built, dude? Built. So before I ate dinner or whatever, I was at 121 grams of protein, that's pretty fucking ass if I do say so myself. So I don't think we hit 225 today. No, I'll add it in there. We'll see. I had a huge bowl of pasta, about 6 ounces of chicken breast, some bread, had some hummus, had some cookies. So I don't think there's 104 grams protein from that. So yeah, but again, of course that's my goal, but I'm not going to stress over it anymore. Hold on, I take that back. That's not what I mean. 225 is always the goal, and it will be the goal. But if I don't hit it if I don't hit it 2 days out of 180, I'm going to be okay. And I'm trying to let go of the ego associated with these streaks and the things that I've got going on. Because I think there's a time and place where they become, I don't want to say toxic. I hate that word because it's overused, but almost toxic because, for example, I have a full stomach of food. Like I'm honestly not feeling too hot. I still got to drink a lot of water. The last thing I need to do is force feed myself, 40 grams of protein if that's what I need, just to check off a box. I'd probably be better off not eating anything and going to bed, letting my body rest and digest what's left instead of getting 40 grams more protein to work on while I sleep. Because your body's digesting a whole bunch of shit. There's more processes dedicated to not recovering. And to get the best quality of sleep, you need to be recovered, or your body needs to be repairing itself as best as it can. And if half of the energy is spent digesting food, then, there's no science to back that right now for me that I know of, but in theory it makes perfect sense. So we'll roll with that. The show is going on way too long, but I do want to have a show that talks about the Live Hard year, what I learned in each phase. I have no idea how I would summarize that. So, honestly, I don't know. I don't even know where I would start. So, the reason why these types of shows kind of take longer to organize and set up is because I've made, like I've said 20 times in the show, I've made it so easy to do this that putting in any extra effort that's not required and that's not the goal just complicates the process and elongates the process quite a bit. The fact that I'm sitting here speaking for 40 minutes effortlessly, and you compare that to episode 1 where I had no idea what I was doing, and I even had a script, I even had notes of what I wanted to talk about. And that might have been more organized, but this show is more me. It's more fluid. I'm talking. I'm not saying like, okay, what else did I write? So I wrote, it's not me right now. Right now, I don't remember the last time I had notes on a show. Maybe 157, 100. I don't know. Doesn't matter. But yeah, so I guess a quick summary for the show would be expect kind of the same shit next week. And when I get back, I'm going to revamp the show a little bit, spice it up, intro, outro. Maybe, I don't know, let me just make it better for chapter 2. And then we will get back on the grind, So get back on the grind where I have 35 hours one week and then 40 hours the next to work on my goals and try to hit some 100-hour work weeks. And I really mean that. So anybody's listening that's like, oh, yeah. To me, the shit's baller if it's productive work. That's why I have this timer here. So I wanted to clock in, clock out, make sure I'm having productive work, So I stand up, go to the bathroom, I'm going to pause it, right? So it's going to have to go, hardcore. So that, because I want to do that as a goal, to have 4 100-hour work weeks in a row. For no other reason than I wanted to. So, Crystalia. So, yeah. quick transparency. Now that I'm done with the show, I got to go write about it. And that sounds like bullshit. I don't want to write about anything. I just want to go to bed. But the cool thing is, though, is after I record this and upload it, I am going to bed. And it's exciting as fuck. I've got to go do random and kindness. I don't got to go talk to a stranger. I don't got to go and hit the gym or do an outdoor workout. I don't got to take a progress pic. I don't got to take a cold shower. I don't got to do any of that. So, it's cool. So anyway, guys, that's way too long of a show to say that I got a couple episodes coming out. Go on a vacation for a little bit, and I'll resume working like a madman after the week is up. That's all I wanted to say. So the whole show could be summarized in the last 10 seconds. So anyway, that's a 40-minuter. Might be the top 20th longest podcast I've done. So that being said, that's the show. Appreciate you listening as always. Thanks for trying to learn something new. Thanks for sticking with me through all the derailings of the thought train here. And we'll talk to you tomorrow. It's July 29th. Haha, dude, that's weird, man. Started 1 year ago today. It's July 29th, Monday, 2024, 11:38 p.m. And we have successfully completed the Live Hard program. I love you all. Peace. Hey, thanks for listening, and quick reminder here. So this podcast doesn't prioritize professionalism or quality at all. It's just meant to be a shoot from the hip type podcast with the intent just to get a quick message out. So some episodes might be inaudible in 30 seconds and others might be 45 minutes and super crisp sounding. So all these are being made so that by episode 7,305, which is 20 years, we can come back and see the entire playbook of how I made it to wherever I'm going. So thank you so much for listening. I really appreciate it. I'll talk to you soon.